Hey folks, welcome back to another PoMa. Today we're going to talk about Guzma and I almost said Glyspot because you just always associate those two together, right? But Buzzwole, Guzma and Buzzwole over here, and this unit very interesting, very fun, right? So quick overview of its stats, right? Speed's mediocre. Honestly, none of their stats are good. Like attack's okay, but like at 140, 350, yeah, it's okay. But it does make up in other areas. First of all, dynamic punch, very good power over base power over here. Although it is 4 gauge move, so there's that. Guaranteed confusion with 50% accuracy. So you do have extra hit, which you could tactically use, but generally not very useful. Hammer arm, where you lower your own speed by 1 rank, but much better accuracy, right? And then show no mercy, which buffs your attack by 6, crit by 3, and then unfortunately lowers your special defense by 1. Yeah, that being said, your sync move, nothing too special here. Your passive, Victory Charger 2, charge your move gauge by 2 when you knock out an opponent with a move, which is cool. And then Super Sinker gives you super effective up next when you first use your sync in battle. Slight unfortunate thing is that if you do miss your hit, the super effect up next is gone. So make sure you maybe extra hit that or something, or hammer arm on it just to make sure. And then not that hammer arm's a sure thing, it's 9% accuracy, but it's better than 50%. And Tenacity 3 is the big feature of this unit, right? When you miss a move, your next physical move will get increased by 3 ranks. Each rank is 40%, right? So if you miss one, hit one, then the one that you hit is going to do 200 and 220% damage. So it's like you hit one, you also hit the one that you missed, and then you also get an extra 20% on top of that, right? So that's pretty nice, I guess. So it's like an extra 10% for each hit, if you even it out like that, right? For the one that you missed, right? And it does stack up until 10 stacks, right? So it stops at 10 stacks. 10 stacks is 400%, right? So do keep that in mind as well, I guess. So anyways, moving on, let's talk about the grid and stuff. First of all, Lucky Skill as usual, damage dealer. You want something like a Crit Strike 2, right? If you want Fast Track, that's fine too, because he's a bit slow, so that definitely helps. And when you miss your dynamic punches, the gauge situation not very good. But yeah, I'd say generally just Crit Strike 1 or 2, right? So all right, going into the grid, that was 3 out of 5 BP, by the way, for all the moves. Starting at 1 out of 5, you have nothing. You have a few dynamic punch power ups, attack up, dynamic punch power up over here, some hammer arm. I pick up this hammer arm accuracy because again, the only time you want to use a hammer arm is when you need a guaranteed hit over there, right? To either take out a unit before they're about to sink, or before they're about to use some really strong move that it's coming for scripted stages, right? Or if you're trying to deny one of the sides and you want a guaranteed hit and they're low enough, right? Then you want to throw in a hammer arm, but you generally don't want to use it because it debuffs your speed. And then accuracy ceiling, if you're using a unit also on your team to buff your team's accuracy, although there really aren't that many accuracy buffers that you really ever want to run with them. So generally this is not a huge deal, because accuracy buffers like Lily Clefairy, why would you ever want to run Lily Clefairy with this guy? It's already a slow enough team, right? Plus you don't need to buff his attack, he maxed out his own attack, right? But yeah, a lot of the accuracy buffers, Sabrina, Singsu, Lisa, you don't want to run him with them either. I mean, you could run it with Sabrina just for the speed, but it's not like you're in a really Sixth Sense Guzma Glyspot unless you're just using for the heal. He doesn't work well with any of the accuracy buffers anyways. So yeah, but there is one, and that's Rosanta. or I guess Tokus or any of the holiday units that give out random stats. You don't want the random stats to be like accuracy ceiling, because Real Santa actually runs decently well with them just for the speed and move gauge acceleration, right? So like, if that's the case, that's your accuracy ceiling. But otherwise, you don't really need that, right? Moving on to 2 out of 5. Stuff over here, you do have a consolation prize, which is nice. So you basically guarantee get a gauge back when your move gauge misses, which does help a bit with the move gauge situation. Still not as much, because the great thing about hitting a move in regards to your move gauge is, first of all, it could trigger move gauge reserve, but also the animation time of the whole winding up to a boom and then punching them. That's time the move gauge gets to recharge back, right? Which is a good thing. And when you miss the move, there's no animation. Boom, you're on to the next move, and then you're short on gauges. So it's nice to get some gauges back with that. Headstrong maybe if you don't want to get like attack debuff, but otherwise just not too much here either, unfortunately. Right? Again, hammer arm accuracy just to be safe. Dynamic punch power ups, right? Can we reach the speed? Yeah, we could reach that speed, pick up some speed. Right? And yeah, that's basically it, I guess, for 2 out of 5. If you want dynamic, I don't really care about dynamic entry. Dynamic entry could be good at 3 out of 5 when you have like confusion synergy, fuzzy strike. You want to guarantee you get them, get the first hit in, so you could activate your confusion multipliers. But otherwise, dynamic entry not a huge deal. All right, at 3 out of 5. There's a few ways you could go about this. This is probably a really good one where you come up here. You get the fuzzy strike up here, and then a haymaker. Actually, instead of the sync, you come here and then get the move gauge refresh. It just depends if you want the sync move buff or the move gauge refresh here, right? That's basically what you're going for. Personally, I'd like the move gauge refresh a bit more, just because, again, he is a bit of a more slower unit. I do like the the dynamic entry, just so you guarantee a hit, so you get that extra 50% on your sync move, fuzzy strike, right? Headstrong here, just because it's shorter, right, in terms of energy wise, and plus, I mean, it's more useful than this. This is pretty standard, right? If you're not syncing with him, which is understandable, right? If you're not syncing with him, there's some other options you go for. You could come down for the super victory, right, over here, which gives you super effective up next. But again, it's not that reliable, just because like super effective up just like goes away after, if you do miss, right? So I generally just say something like a confusion synergy over here. That's a pretty guaranteed, 10%, right, every time. And then you have consolation prize over here, and then you can pick up some like power up nodes, right, here and there, all that stuff, right? So yeah, I'd say something like that. But that's basically most of his options. Again, if you really do need accuracy ceiling, you could pick it up, right? If you're running if you're running like a Rosanta or something that like buff your whole team's, or has a chance to buff your whole team's accuracy, then you go for that. But like otherwise, you don't have to really worry about that either. So let's talk about some team comps. This is very good because a few things. You have I mentioned this in a video. I accidentally said like there's like 30 type skill stats from both Guzma and Datha. Datha's tech, but she hit so hard I thought you were like striking for a second. But yeah, she's tech, so that's only 24, right? But you do get like 50 something attack from these the fighting type skill on top of the 3-star fighting gear that gives you like 100 something more attack, which is very nice. And then Keldeo, again, just debuffing the opponent's defenses, which is good, all that stuff. For your damage deal. And Singsuple over there gives your team some defense for Keldeo's multipliers, gives Keldeo the speed for her multipliers as well. Or like, it makes it faster. Obviously Keldeo could do it herself too, but also just the move gauge acceleration, right? Mainly, I'd say. So you could do something like that. There really isn't like too many, I guess units that like synergize super well with him, because he is a bit of a one unit. It's like Lunala, right? Again, Lunala, big thing. Lunala is you click one button and then you max out your everything you need, right? And the same thing with him. So There isn't, again, really isn't too many units that synergize well with them, but there are a lot of units that, or a lot of team comp that you can just slide them in, right? Minus the speed thing, right? As long as the speed is good, you could just slide him into any team comp, right? If you want to build something, again, a bit more specific for him, maybe something like a, you know, and if you don't have like Diantha, like something like a Kukui over here, and then you have something else over here, like a tank or whatever, right? Maybe, I don't know, Venusaur, is that fast enough? Probably not. All of Kukui is very, very fast. But, you know, something like that, or even better, you could throw in Scyther, right? Oh, you know what? That would work, right? Scyther and Venusaur over here, right? So you get the defense downs on both sides, and then you'll get move gauge solution from Scyther. But just anything, right? Units that could, you know, that benefit from confusion, something like Malazarine. Although this is not like huge synergy. It's just, it's there, right? Acerola, Mimikyu. If you just want to talk, okay, you could confuse for your teammates, but generally, you know, confusing for your teammates, not a huge deal, right? But yeah, you could basically slot into a lot of different comps and stuff. So anyways, that's really this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed. My guys, think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy the videos for our channel for some more PoMa content. See you guys in the next one.